This is the official mouthpiece of the Nigerian maritime sector. It's Nimasa this week. Hello and welcome. My name is Iretiola Doyle. The Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency, Nimasa, has constituted the Admiralty Law Seminar to help facilitate interactions and the exchange of knowledge on relevant issues in maritime business to help improve justice delivery in legislative and regulatory interactions for the maritime sector development. The DG of Nimasa, Mr. Ziakede Patrick Akpobulukemi, was present at the 6th Strategic Admiralty Law Seminar and underscored the importance of Admiralty law as a major instrument for the effective administration of the maritime sector. Our waterways correspondent, Amanda Akman, gives us the details.
In line with its mandate of ensuring quality shipping promotion and capacity development across the major aspects of the industry, Nimasa, the premier regulatory agency of government for the maritime sector, instituted the Admiralty Law Seminar for judges with the objective of facilitating interactions and exchanging of ideas among stakeholders in the maritime sector. The seminar, which is currently in its 6th year, is an initiative established to sensitize judges of the Federal High Court, Court of Appeal and selected state high courts on useful insights into peculiar technical aspects of Admiralty law within and outside the Nigerian jurisdiction. In attendance at the 6th Strategic Admiralty Law Seminar, which was held recently, was the Director General of Nimasa and some of his top management team, the Chief Judge of the Federal High Court, various senior advocates in Nigeria, maritime lawyers, amongst others. Speaking at the opening ceremony, the DG Nimasa, Ziakede Patrick Akpobulukemi, spoke on the importance of the seminar to the agency and the reason why it had become a constant event in the agency's calendar.
In initiating the Admiralty Law Seminar for judges, we have recognized the complex nature of maritime issues which require speedy resolution as time is of the essence in maritime ventures. These issues would oftentimes require resolution through judicial pronouncements by a competent court of law, which no doubt puts pressure on those entrusted with the responsibility of not only responding to meet economic exigencies of scenarios.
The Director General reiterated Nimasa's commitment to the program in line with its resolve to build capacity for the industry. Congratulating the judges for their continuous display of courage in the performance of the judicial functions, Mr. Akpobulukemi went ahead to intimate the judiciary with the ongoing transformation strides of the agency aimed at the creation of wealth and activities for the Nigerian maritime sector.
We have developed our 4-point agenda, which is hinged primarily on capacity building and manpower development, maritime safety and security, search and rescue, and environmental management. That is the marine environment management.
Pledging the agency's continuous support to the seminar, the DG called on the judiciary to interpret the laws in such a manner that those culpable of criminal offences are dealt with in accordance with the law so that it will serve as a deterrent to others who may want to follow suit. This has become pertinent with the incessant threats to the lives of Nimasa officials by pirates and all thieves who had escaped prosecution. Responding to Mr. Akpobulukemi's speech, the Chief Judge of the Federal High Court, Justice Ibrahim Alta OFR, commended the Director General Nimasa for sustaining the seminar, which has provided precision in legislative and regulatory interventions for maritime sector developments. The business session of the seminar gave room for speakers to treat crucial issues relevant to maritime law. One of the papers delivered was on the principles and practice of subrogation in marine insurance contracts, a topic that focuses on the core principles governing marine insurance contracts vis-à-vis the subrogation rights of an insurer. Dr. Omogba Omo-Ebo, a speaker at the seminar, enlightened the participants on the legislative framework for marine insurance in Nigeria. The discussion session followed as different participants and experts made contributions and suggestions that will engender the development of the maritime sector.
I think Nimasa has to be commended most heartily for this initiative. It's very, very important for judges to understand where the maritime industry in Nigeria is coming from, and also for judges to be educated in the principles of maritime law, which is alien to most judges. They have not had the experience in practice or in academia. So I think it's very, very important that we have these seminars where people who studied these various subjects are able to bring them to the notice of judges.
Issues, papers are presented on them, and the experts, including judges, also make contributions and make suggestions, and with a view to not just exchanging views, but also being updated with respect to development, not just in Nigeria, but outside Nigeria. So it's very, very good.
The Admiralty Law is one of the instrumentalities through which Nimasa carries out its functions, hence the reason for the agency's participation in the Admiralty Seminar for the past 6 years. Mr. Ziakede Patrick Akwobulakaimi used the opportunity to reaffirm the mandates of the agency and what should be expected from him following his reappointment as the Director General of Nimasa for the next 4 years.
The first thing is consolidation of already achieved goals. They need to be consolidated, sustained. Then we expand the frontier of success. We'll go into area of national carrier. We want to see the Nigerian flag come back. We want to see the indigenous fleet expanded. We want to see more participation of Nigerians in the industry or in the sector. We want to see a situation where the evils that are plaguing the sector are brought down to the barest minimum, such as piracy, which were crippling or bringing down by the day.
With shipping recognized as very crucial to international trade, Nimasa's decision to initiate the Admiralty Law Seminar for judges has proven that the agency is not just alive to its responsibilities of securing a clean and safe shipping environment, but also recognizes the complex nature of maritime issues which require speedy resolutions as time is of the essence in maritime ventures.
The Lagos International Trade Fair is an annual event organized by the Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry, and indeed is one that attracts literally every sector of the economy to showcase their products and services. Now, Nimasa, being a government agency fully alive to her responsibilities and aware of the opportunities provided by such platforms such as trade exhibitions, was fully represented at the just concluded Lagos International Trade Fair to showcase their services and to interact with the general public. Our Waterways correspondent Amanda Akpan reports.
The 2014 edition of the Lagos International Trade Fair has come and gone, but the echo generated will continue to reverberate for some time to come. This year's fair attracted participants from the business communities in Nigeria, overseas, diplomatic missions, federal and state government-owned agencies and parastatals, as well as research and educational institutions. The Lagos International Trade Fair is organized by the Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry with the support and cooperation of the federal and state government, as it covers all aspects of business and economic activities in the country. It offers a unique exposition for manufacturers, suppliers, buyers, and users of a wide range of goods and services, as well as opportunities for investment and trade promotion. By virtue of Nimasa's peculiar mandates and the nature and strategic importance of the maritime domain to the Nigerian economy, Nimasa, as an organization that is alive to its responsibilities, has been forming alliances with institutions in both the public and private institutions, and at the same time maintaining an interface with the general public. This is achieved through Nimasa's collaborative initiatives and the various opportunities offered by platforms such as trade exhibitions. Little wonder that Nimasa, the premier regulatory agency of government for the maritime sector, was present at the 2014 edition of the Lagos International Trade Fair with the aim of promoting its activities, enlightening the public on its objective, and above all, capitalizing on the prospect of interfacing with a wider business community. Potential stakeholders visited the Nimasa stand in droves, asking questions and expressing interest in doing business with the agency. Nimasa officials were on ground to respond to these inquiries and bring them up to date with some of the agency's initiatives in developing the nation's maritime sector. Nimasa's participation in fair within and outside the country is a testimony of the agency's willingness to showcase the potentials existing in the nation's maritime sector, with the view to developing the sector which will become the frontier of the nation's economy.
You're still watching Nimasa This Week, the official mouthpiece of the Nigerian maritime sector. We'll be back after the break.
Marine Notice. Nigerian endorsement of certificates of competency. Pursuant to the provisions of the International Convention on Standards of Training, Certificate and Watchkeeping 1995 STCW Convention, requiring all foreign seafarers serving on Nigerian ships to obtain endorsement from Flag State Administration, and Section 84 of the Merchant Shipping Act 2007, which provides that all persons holding a foreign certificate, whether a Nigerian citizen or not, is desirous to serve on a Nigerian ship as master, deck officer or engineer. Such persons shall be granted a certificate of equivalence, competency or license, authorizing such persons to serve on a Nigerian ship in the same capacity. Notice is hereby given that all foreign certificates of competency must be endorsed by Nimasa before the holders are engaged on a Nigerian registered vessel. Failure to comply with this notice will attract appropriate sanctions. All inquiries should be addressed to the Head Maritime Safety and Seafarer Standards Department, Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency Nimasa, NMDRC Kirikiri, Lagos, Nigeria. Telephone +234 80 330 83703. Again, +234 80 330 83703. Email msssd@nimasa.gov.ng and msssd@yahoo.com. Signed, Management. The Nigerian Seafarers Development Program (NSDP), an initiative of the Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency (Nimasa), is a strategic intervention designed to address the manpower requirements in the maritime sector. Since its inception 5 years ago, over 2,500 young Nigerians have benefited or are currently enjoying various levels of sponsorship in schools in the United Kingdom, Egypt, Romania, India and Philippines. The outstanding performance by Nigerian students in these schools is worthy of note. Many of them graduated with first-class honors, while a good number emerged best overall. The recent graduation of the second batch of students from the Arab Academy for Science and Technology and Maritime Transport, Egypt, gives credence to the sustainability of the program, owing to the federal government's commitment to the training of seafarers. The Nimasa helmsman, Mr. Ziakede Patrick Akpobulukemi, reiterates the importance of the program while also commending the Nigerian students for their excellent performance.
This is to show that Nigerians, anywhere they are, they can excel. The students have done wonderfully well. They've made Nigerians proud, and we are going to continue with this program.
The coordinator, Nigerian Seafarers Development Program, Irene McFoy, noted that students underwent a stringent selection process to qualify for the program and commended the initiative for succeeding beyond expectations.
From the inception of his administration, the DG pursued the success of the NSDP with passion and determination. They have completed their degree program in marine engineering and nautical science, respectively. They are ready for youth service and, by God's grace, for the Nigerian maritime labor market.
Some of the students expressed their appreciation for the opportunity afforded them.
This is an opportunity that most people are looking for. It's free. You know, they pay the fees, the accommodation is very okay. They pay you your monthly stipends every month. Is something to be grateful for God for.
We have been treated nicely. The school environment is good. The health and everything is okay. It's up to standard. We feel at home in this place.
In fact, so far I've heard of is one of the best programs because we are having full scholarship in all aspects, and say a big thank you to Nimasa for that.
Some of the students who were best overall lauded Nimasa for creating the program and assured that they would put their skills into use for the development of the shipping business.
Today is a very wonderful day. It's one of the most important days of our life, whereby we stand before hundreds of people to be celebrated for our achievements. And I think with this that we have achieved today, we are going to try our best to make sure that Nigeria maritime industry is taken to the highest point.
I'm very appreciative to the federal government and the Nigerian Maritime Administration, the DGs and my state government. Without them, this program won't be possible.
Officials of the Philippines Academy also endorsed the program.
We never had any singular major incident to speak of. That means they're good as far as discipline. They participate in watch standing, and they're good at that. No? And also in academics, I heard from the instructors that they are doing well. No?
Their scholars deserve the funding that your government is giving. They are all qualified, and we congratulate your government for selecting the best from among the applicants.
While applauding the gains of the program, the chairman, Nigerian Ports Consultative Council, Kunle Folari, urged the private sector to key into the program.
The journey has been started by Nimasa. I will also implore the private sector to emulate Nimasa by sponsoring young people to train them in marine sciences, in the nautical sciences, in architecture, in nautical survey, that this country will be self-dependent and self-driven when the economy of Nigeria demands it. Comparative advantage is there for us. We have the people, we have the will, we have the resources, and we have the endowment. Nigeria must succeed.
The NSDP is funded under 3 different windows, which include collaborative partnership between states and Nimasa on a 60-40% arrangement, companies and Nimasa partnership, and total sponsorship by Nimasa. These windows were created by the agency to give opportunity to more beneficiaries because several state governments were yet to key into the program. Only 17 states are currently working with Nimasa. An official from Benue State who endorsed the program also solicited for more participation from states.
We deeply appreciate what the state is doing. We call on other states that have not keyed into the program to do same, because this program, if it eventually materializes or eventually takes full ground, it will even take the place of oil as a major revenue yielding venture for Nigeria. So we expect that it will, everybody that is having the interest of this country at heart should key in the program.
The head Public Relations Department, Nimasa, Mr. Isiche Osangbi, commended the excellence shown by the Nigerian students at the program, while also restating the agency's commitment to building capacity for the growth of the maritime domain.
We in Nimasa feel very delighted to see these students graduate. Some years ago, it was looking like a dream. Today is reality. We have some students graduating from the Arab Academy in Egypt, graduating in marine engineering and nautical sciences. And we are happy they are Nigerians, we are happy they are people who are sponsoring. It goes a long way to show that the NSDP program is a great project that will further inspire development in the maritime industry. We are quite confident that a few years from now, the issue of capacity growth in terms of human capacity will be a thing of the past.
The DG Nimasa, Mr. Ziakere Patrick Akpobulukemi, further assured the graduates of sea-time training, which he stated was embedded in the NSDP, and stressed that the agency was committed to achieving it.
What about the sea time? Without the sea time, it's like what housemanship is to the medical student. Without the sea time training, this program cannot be seen to be a valid program. We in Nimasa told our stakeholders they shouldn't be afraid. Embedded and entrenched in this program is a sea time component, and we have taken a vow and a promise that any student that we have sent out of this country, we are going to find resources to provide sea time training for that student.
Marine notice. Search and rescue emergency numbers. Pursuant to the agency's statutory mandate to ensure the safety of lives and property in the Nigerian maritime domain, notice is hereby given that reporting of all maritime incidences is now mandatory, and as such, the agency's Regional Maritime Coordination Center is to be contacted on the following emergency telephone lines: 07 0007 0010 and 07 0007 0020. Again, 07 0007 0010 and 07 0007 0020. Signed, Management.
If you can stop piracy and oil theft, these are two endemic problems we've had far before the coming of the present administration. And this is the first time in the history of this country the President and the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of Nigeria has given marching order, is highly enthusiastic in stopping these two crimes.
Okay, it's time to go trawling through our email box to bring you answers to questions that we have determined to be some of the most frequently asked on our show. And today we begin like this.
Our frequently asked question for this week is, what is the significance of the Day of the Seafarer? The Executive Director of Maritime Labour and Cabotage Services, Barrister Callistus Nwabweze, will be obliged us with an answer.
Today is an opportunity for the maritime organizations the world over to educate the public about issues facing the modern-day seafarer, such as poor onboard welfare, piracy, abandonment, and most importantly, to use this occasion to say thank you to the seafarers for the job they are doing. The agency deemed it necessary to observe the day not only as a maritime nation, but to demonstrate its solidarity with the over 1.5 million seafarers worldwide, who are remembered for their various contributions in uniting the world through seaborne trade.
Nimasa, Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency. for Ogbonge shipping registration. Nimasa, commercial shipping. Nimasa, maritime labor. The Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency, NIMASA, the nation's maritime watchdog, established to promote maritime safety, security, commercial shipping, and regulate maritime pollution. NIMASA is well positioned and committed to take the development and standardization of Nigeria's maritime industry to greater heights. Are you interested in the local or international commercial shipping business or in seafaring and do not know what to do or how to go about it? NIMASA will guide and see you through. Sea pirates, oil thieves, and all forms of dubious and illegal business on Nigeria's maritime domain have no hiding place because NIMASA's eagle eyes will locate or catch up with you. For NIMASA, it is zero tolerance to sea pollution as all abandoned ships and wrecks on Nigeria's waterways which pose danger to sea transportation will be cleared. NIMASA, promoting safe and secure maritime environment.
And so we come to the end of this week's edition of our show. Now, please don't forget, Nimasa this week is interactive. Send in your questions, your comments, your criticisms on how to improve the show, on questions concerning our maritime sector, anything you want to know, and we will do our best to respond to you. All you need to do is to send an email to the address currently showing on your screen. Now, we're going to be here same time, same station next week. Until then, we're wishing you smooth sailing and bon voyage.